All right, we're back at Rockland Station, which you may recognize as the place where I left off last time. Last week we went that way. This week we're going to go this direction. And my plan is I'm hoping to go to Daughter's Eddy, which should be 3 miles down there and 3 miles back for a total of 6. So once again, I didn't look to see what my mileage was before I started, but it'll be in the video description. So I gotta get my GPS fired up, track my mileage, and away we'll go. Okay, here's some interpretive signage down here. Here we got one about the Rockland furnace. The furnace is on Shule Run, but it's actually, we came by the site of it coming down the hill. It's up the hill probably a mile, something like that. We'll be going through the tunnel. I can feel the cold air coming out of there. And here's a little sign that tells you about the tunnel. So we're going to be going through here. This tunnel is about 5/8 of a mile long, and it has a slight curve in the end, so you aren't in total darkness, but it does get pretty dark in the middle. I can see just a little sliver of light of the other end down there, but you can't see the full opening because there is a little hook curve down there. My intention was to bring my headlamp to show you the inside of this thing toward the middle, but I forgot it. But if you look back through my past YouTube videos, there's a full tour of this tunnel with and without a light. So here we go. I'm at a good time of day because there's a lot of natural light coming in behind me, so it'll still get pretty dark in here though. Okay, when I get toward the middle, I'll be back. All right, we're coming up to the end of the tunnel, and I really didn't anticipate it still being leaking this bad because I can't remember the last time we had rain, any significant rain. It's supposed to start raining tonight sometime. I'll show you these leaks. I'll just keep filming right to the end. Gotta dodge the raindrops here. Well, I didn't dodge that one too good. All right, that's the Rockland Tunnel, sometimes known as the Wood Hill Tunnel if you look it up online somewhere. And we are at Erie to Pittsburgh Trail, mile 102. Okay, like I said, the plan is to go to Daughter's Eddy. I'm hoping. Lots of people down here today. I like to see that. Lots of greenery coming out, plenty of sunshine. Possibly going to rain later, so get these miles in now. I'm pretty sure this should put me over 80 miles for the year. So I'm creeping up on that 100. And here we go. Verification. I wouldn't exactly call that a blue blaze, but it's a North Country Trail blaze. Okay, I'm guessing 2.5 miles to go to get to my intended destination if I make it that far. Here's another one of those, what the heck is that and how did it get here? Now, that's got grates in it, like it's some kind of boiler or something, but is it a tank? Is it a boiler? Does it have to do with oil or does it have to do with the railroad? I'm guessing it's railroad paraphernalia, but if anybody knows, let me know in the comments. I got this little boy up ahead of me, but I don't know where they're going, but by the time they get there and back, he's gonna have done twice as many miles as anybody else because he's all over the place. Here's something I never noticed in this section before, and I've been through here countless times. Here's more of the angle iron things with a little structure, and I don't know, that metal thing almost looks like a bed off a truck or something. And it looks like it's been here for a while, but I never noticed it before. You know, you notice different things at different times of the year, but I've been through here every different time of the year, but I never really saw that before. Boy, the greenery is really starting to come out. Pucker brush is really green. A lot of on the way here I saw the dogwood trees are really coming out. The weeping willows are out. And we're coming to a mile mark. A bike trail mile mark. 22. That's 22 miles from the 8th Street Bridge and or the Salt Box House in Franklin. Okay, I can talk a little more freely now because the people that I was following or passed have apparently turned around. I guess they went far enough. There's a little river community across there. I think I know how to get there, but I'm not absolutely positive. I've never been there. But I think you get there off of Route 38. I think you go down Big Bend Road or something like that, and then it goes to Goshen Road or something like that. Never been on it, so I would have to imagine it's private or gated, one of the two. No idea. I used to be one for exploring such things, but for now I'll just stick to the places I know and discover new things every time I go. Oh baby, the hammock camper in me is emerging. Every time I come to areas like this, or this particular one, I look at it from a different perspective as I ever did before. That's a beautiful table. A nice tribute. All right. I don't know what you see here, but what I see here is two perfect hammock trees right there and right there. Clear a little bit of that underbrush out of there. And I bet you there's other ones on down through there, but another thing I don't see is no trespassing sign, which is always a good sign that you could probably overnight here if you wanted to, as long as you were careful and responsible. I probably wouldn't have a fire, but if this was a place you wanted to stop and spend the night either on your hike or your bike ride, I bet you could probably do it. Just don't be dumb about it. Oh, I see two more nice trees. Do I sound like a hammock camping geek? Yes, I am a hammock camping geek. And I'm hoping to get out next weekend and possibly do it, depending on weather. Okay, here's a better blue blaze. That's a better color. That's North Country Trail color. All right, according to my GPS, I'm closer to Daughter's Eddy than what I thought. But that thing kind of deceives me at times, so I'm going that far. Hi.
Hi.
After only 1.8 miles, we've come to a little area that I affectionately call Eddie's Daughter, but the real name of it is Daughter's Eddy. Get it? Eddie's Daughter, Daughter's Eddy. That's DOTTER''S EDDY. Daughter's Eddy. All right, this is an interesting little area. Obviously, you used to have road access on here for the railroad or whatever, but you can't do that anymore because of this guardrail. But you get up here and there's a little series of roads. You go one way, you come out up on top of the hill in Rockland, you actually end up on the road that I turned off of to come down to the tunnel. It winds down through, comes down here, then if you follow it on out, it comes out down near Emlenton up at the top of the hill on what's that called, Kerr Avenue. I used to think that area up there was all one big cemetery, but it's actually, I think, 2 or 3 cemeteries. So if you go by those cemeteries and you see Daughter's Eddy Road and take it, this is where you're going to end up. But this is really a neat little area. It used to be terribly abused by partiers, campers, four-wheelers, but they did a little work down here to keep the people from tearing it up quite so much. Used to be quite the party spot. But there's some really cool stuff down here, which I'm going to show you. So let's keep going. Getting pretty warm out. Big change from the last couple weeks, but it's supposed to get cold again tomorrow. I heard it might even be snow middle of next week. So let's take advantage of this while we got it. Here we go. All right, down there is the Daughters Eddy Stone Arch Bridge. I'll give you a little better, hopefully a little better perspective of it from down here. Try not to do too much backtracking in here to mess up my track. Maybe I'll show you the other stuff on the way back when I have my track turned off. Hi. All right, that bridge is probably 130 years old. You think any bridges they built in the last 10 years are going to be here in 130 years? I highly doubt it. But that's Mill Creek down there, an absolutely beautiful waterway. You get up there on the other side of that bridge, and I mean, it is like so picturesque. It's something like I don't know, seeing a movie, I guess. I don't know. They did a lot of work down here in the last 10, 15 years. Things like this overlook. There you can see a campsite down there, but also you'll see those logs. There's logs there and on across there. I mean, this place used to get just terribly ripped up by four-wheelers. But once they put those logs across those paths, it cut down on it quite a bit, but there's still a little bit. You can tell that over there. Nothing like there used to be, though. I mean, you come down here on a day like this and there'd just be ATVs, side-by-sides, just ripping all over the place. Now it's pretty back much to being peaceful. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I got my GPS track going for my mileage. I'm going to try pausing it to show you what I want to show you next. I'll be right back. Okay, this may end up being a blooper, but I'm going to try and record as I go down this path. It's pretty steep, probably 60-degree angle. I'll try walking on the sides of my feet and mountain goat. Yeah, so much for that. I'm not going to edit that out. I can't tell if I'm bleeding or not. I think I am. Oh well. Hey, as long as we're on that subject, if you're a Boy Scout or somebody looking for a service project, some steps in here would be really nice. There we go. Once you get out of that railroad slag, it's better walking. And yes, I am bleeding. All right. here's what I donated my A positive blood to show you. It's the Daughters Eddy shelter. And man, is this thing getting in bad shape. Wow. All that there, that's not rot or vandalism, that's porcupines chewing the thing up. There's got to be something you can do to varmint proof that so they aren't eating at it. It's plywood or T111, but there must be something in the glue or something that those porcupines like so much that they eat it, just eat it up. All right, so there's the shelter, and then looking out your front door, you got this. I see a dogwood tree across there coming out. There's looking upriver. And then you come on down here. If you're canoe camping, there's generally plenty of places to pull out right here. Here's Mill Creek. Of course, the water's kind of high right now, but you want to take a dip and cool off, right there's the spot. And that arch right there, that's the bike trail goes over top of that. Beautiful area. I don't know what the heck, that all looks like high water stuff to me. I don't think it was quite like that last time I was here. Of course it's spring, you know, there's not as much vegetation, it's hard to say. Cripe, my leg's bleeding too. I got my elbow and my shin. The things I do to show you this stuff. No, I do it because I love it. Okay, there's the Daughters Eddy tour. You want to come down here, that shelter's first come, first served. And let me do some head calculating here. From that shelter up in Kennerdale, let's see, 6. It's probably 8 miles from that shelter up in Kennerdale by trail. If that helps you plan anything. All right, I'm bleeding on my new socks. That's bad. I don't want to bleed on $26 socks. Okay, I'm gonna go lick my wounds and I'll be back. All right, I hear people coming, so as soon as I get by, I'm gonna try and do a selfie of my injuries.
Yeah, because they went over there too. Yeah, you gotta watch the bears, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta watch for the bears, I guess. All right, let's see how this works out. I tried to clean it off, but you know that thing they say on the internet that you can't lick your own elbow? It's true. Okay, that was my elbow. Let's see if I can do a shin shot. I couldn't see what I was shooting, so whether I got it or not. Obviously, not life-threatening injuries. It's all part of having fun. Okay, I'm coming up on a mile mark. Got some people coming at me. Oh man, I love this. The things you can see this time of year that you don't see in the summertime. What the heck is that? Maybe a cistern or something? Or I don't know, a base for a pump jack? I don't know. There's a hole in the side for a pipe to come out, but then you got these things over here that look like a base for something, like a pump jack or a tank maybe. You don't see that stuff when it's all grown up with pucker brush. Speaking of pucker brush, I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but it seems to be out even more down here, even more greenery.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I'm just asking.
Hi.
Just asking.
That's what I love to see. People using this trail, especially families using this trail. I just saw something interesting. Check this out. Not exactly an ideal tent spot in my opinion, but hey, as long as you like it and you're having fun. Nice area. I don't know. Looks a little flatter and grassier right straight ahead there. Nice easy spot to get down to compared to the place where I went on my ass. I don't see any no trespassing signs in this area. There you go. You want to bike camp or whatever, as long as you think it's legal, as long as you're responsible, have at it. Here's what I like to see that explains that tent and that what they're doing down there is legal. Yeah, this is part of the conservancy land. The acquisition of that land by the conservancy is what facilitated that lean-to and the cleanup of this area. So if you want to camp down there where that dude had the tent, hey, you're in good shape to do it. Okay, in my last video I said something about the 100-mile mark up around St. George, but Here's a 100-mile mark. But like I said, I don't know if that's following the path that they've laid out for the Erie to Pittsburgh Trail, or if it's river miles or railroad miles or whatever. But at any rate, if you don't have GPS, those mile marks are good reference points. Hi. Okay, I'm getting to the point where I'm about ready to turn around. I can sense I'm getting close to civilization. You know, the Borough of Emlenton is down here, but I think I'm about halfway there. And like I said before, I kind of wanted to knock this off all in one shot, park at one end and have somebody pick me up in the other, but that didn't pan out. So I'd like to get halfway because I work near Emlenton and I cross the river down here by the trailhead every day, or I can if I want, depending on which route I take. So conceivably, if I'm feeling ambitious enough after work someday, I could come down and connect my steps. Problem is, I don't always feel too ambitious after work, so I work 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, so daylight's not a consideration. I could just take my time and do it, but I don't know. Sometimes I just want to go home, put my feet up for a while. Okay. I'd like to do at least 3 down and back for a total of 6. And I feel I'm getting pretty close, so I got to switch over to GPS and see how far I've gone. I've gone 2 3/4. I might as well do another quarter and make it 3, but I paused here at Mount Rushmore. Let's see, I'm looking. And that kind of looks like George Bush there. The older Bush. Yeah. There's a blue blaze flapping in the wind. Okay, another 1/4 mile. I'm turning around. That'll make it 6 by the time I get back. And I'm probably going to pause in the tunnel for a little bit, or at least take my sweet time going through, because I know it'll be probably 25 degrees cooler in there. I wish I could remember what those are called. Where's Andrew from Adventure Archives when you need him? Purple flower hickeys. In case you're wondering, Adventure Archives is a really good YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, look it up on YT. Their videos are just absolutely phenomenal. And they hike around here and they go to a lot of different places. Worth your time to watch. Okay, I'm getting really close. I'm gonna go. The GPS never seems to save the same amount of mileage that's on my screen when I stop. So I'm gonna go 3.02 just to make sure I get my 3. How's that sound to you? Here's why I've decided to turn around. The GPS actually said I went 3.19, but this looks like a better place to stop. A place I'm gonna visually remember. And besides that, it's really nice here. And you know, by golly, right in here I saw conservancy signs again, and I saw some absolutely perfect hammock trees. So you know where I'm going to be sometime this summer. Heck yeah, that looks like it probably flows year round. Probably not like that, but at least something, someplace to get water and filter. That's rather interesting there with all those railroad ties stacked up. Looking out across there, I see probably some places you could put a tent, but I don't see any hammock trees. On up there a ways there was though. And then over here, you can see I don't know if there was a railroad siding over there or maybe trolley tracks coming out of Emlenton or something. But you can see it's been built into a grade of some sort. All right, here's where I'm turning around. I'm gonna drop a pin on my GPS so there isn't any doubts of where I stopped. And then I'm heading on back. But oh dear, there's a sign up there on a tree. Of course, you know the curious me. Nah, I'm not going up there. I'm not going to do it. That'll just be incentive to come down here again and see what that sign says. I think it says no turnaround. I'm not going up there. Okay, I'm turning around. This is a turnaround. I'm turning around. Okay, let's head on back to Rockland Station. If I could somehow teleport myself, I think if I got my bearings right, if I could somehow jump over that hill, I could probably be there in half the distance. But no, we're doing it the hard way. Okay, heading back. Let's go. I'd say I'm about 2/3 of the way back. I turned the GPS off. I look at the map once in a while to see where I'm at in relation to where I'm going. And I'd say I should be coming to the opening of the tunnel here pretty soon. I think this is a real pretty area. I don't know what kind of trees those are, but I don't know. They really strike me. They're nice and straight. Got that smooth bark, unlike a lot of the oak trees, and I don't know, maybe they are oak. I don't think they are though. I'm not a very good tree identifier. Maybe I should put that app on my phone. Oh, here's that picnic table. Yeah, this is the place I said about setting up a hammock maybe. But there's no trespassing signs on the other side of the trail to my right, so whether that area is included in that, I'm not sure. But I don't think it's conservancy land. Okay. Oh baby. I got a beer waiting in the Jeep in the cooler. But the cooler wasn't pre-chilled or anything. The beer was cold, but I don't know. It may be warm by the time I get back, but I think it's still going to be refreshing. Okay. I'm not going to say my usual saying, but we're making progress. Be back. We are very close to the tunnel. And if you can imagine, you can see how the river makes a bend there and how the hillside juts out here. we are actually bypassing all that by going into the tunnel up in here someplace, which chops off about 4.5 miles of the river, because when you come out on the other side of the tunnel, you're right beside the river again. Okay, when I get up to the tunnel entrance, I'll be back, and I hope it's a lot cooler in there because it's pretty hot out here. Bike coming. Hi. I'm getting very close to the tunnel entrance. I can't see it yet, but the way I know is I can hear the water drips from inside the tunnel that leak down through the bricks. I heard talk on the internet that they might try to put doors on this tunnel like they do the big Savage tunnel on the Great Allegheny Passage. Part of me would like to see that happen to prevent further damage to the tunnel, but another part of me likes coming down here in the winter, so if they close it up, you can't go through it and see the ice, but you know, if it means preserving it, then so be it. All right, there's River Mile 102. There's some adventurous souls that just came out. Looks like they're waiting on somebody, and I don't think that big limb was there when I came down. I don't know, it wasn't. All right, back into the darkness. All right, I'm headed back into the darkness and into the coolness. I can feel the cool air coming out of the tunnel already. I anticipate it's going to be a lot darker going this way, but the sun's higher in the sky, and I'm at the beginning of the curve. Dance around these drops. Let's see how I do here. Man, that water's cold, baby. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't do very good at missing those ones. Okay. Since it's a little more difficult to navigate here, I'm going to shut this thing off and pay attention to where I'm going, because one fallen railroad slag is enough. I'll see you when I get to the other end. Got bikes coming at me. Usually I announce myself, but maybe I won't this time. All right, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I wish there was a way to adjust the aperture in this thing so you could get the clear view that I can see with my eyes. I got more people coming. Hey, I already fell off the edge of the trail once, so just like that. All right. Time to shut it off. I gotta watch what I'm doing. I can't bust an ankle today. All right, I'm very close to the end of the tunnel. I cheated. I used the light on my phone to come through, because usually I prefer to stumble through there in the dark, but I figured going down and banging myself up in railroad slag one time is enough. So, hey, I can see my Jeep up there. My low battery warning just came on. So that was perfect timing. All right. My beer waits. I'll be back in a minute. There it is. 3.22 out and back makes for 6.44. All right. I always used to say this in jest at the end of a work day or doing something, but from the old commercial back in the 70s, now comes Miller time. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, it's not too warm yet. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Let's see, that was, did I say that already? 3.22 out and back for 6.44. So coming to you from the North Country Trail, we're getting this thing knocked out. Why don't you take a hike? Cheers.